So we decided to check out the Titanic Exhibition in Los Angeles. We went on a Friday, so hopefully we don't run into too much traffic. But I saw a little bit of videos on this. It looked pretty cool, interesting. Looked like they had a lot of artifacts. So let's check this one out, y'all. So we made it, and thankfully traffic wasn't too brutal. So let's go ahead and step inside and see what we got. This guy greeted us when we walked in. He was a big Titanic fan, straight up genuine. He even played on the trumpet, as you can see, the Titanic song. I thought that was totally cool. Sometimes these experiences are just based off who your tour guides are and who you know and who works there and how much they love it and passionate, man. He talked to us for a long time. So making our way in, we got a boarding pass, and you get this big model of the actual Titanic. Just looking at how many rooms, how big it is, and just the full setup of how the Titanic ship actually looked.
Just a few details were changed on the inside. When they finished building the Titanic, it was the largest ship in the world, being only a little bit heavier than the Olympic.
Now I did speak on getting the boarding pass when we walked in. Let me break that down into a little bit more detail. You receive a boarding pass with a name of actual Titanic survivor. And they kind of tell you a little bit more of that after you finish your tour. But we saw a lot of archive videos, as you can see, just a lot of models and props of how the Titanic was built, pictures, displays, the engineering of it, which is really cool. Just seeing the how big it is on these pictures, and just the old archives and the old pictures is just enough for me. I'm really interested into that. If you're not interested in the Titanic and interested in those type of things, then I really recommend you don't go. It'll probably just be a boring trip for you. But if you are interested, you'll find yourself trying to record, trying to take pictures of everything, because it's so much to read. So many Titanic members, um, rich families, and just a lot of history that you really don't know outside of the Titanic movie. You know, that's just a movie, but when you see this, you're seeing actual names. You're actually seeing different ships, more warnings of what happened before the Titanic sunk. Even this right here, this old book. Um, it's just so much, man. I try to get as much as I can get for you guys, but I recommend that you come, even if you just snap pictures and kind of see these artifacts and what's behind these glass cases. That's worth your money. To me, it's worth your money. Um, really is. Moving forward, I believe that's a picture of the actual captain. I think they did an amazing job on Titanic because that really does look like the same dude to me. Um, Man, just old stamped, books. Just kind of look at September 1903. A lot of that stuff is crazy. Just seeing stuff from that time period. The White Star Line. If you don't know, the White Star Line is who the company that was building these big ships, and they actually built the Titanic. So you'll see the White Star a lot. The Queen of the Ocean, White Star Line, Pier 59, North River, New York, Saturday, April 20th. Now, this model of the Titanic, as act like you're actually walking through and boarding on, was pretty amazing in my opinion. The detail of the hallways, the light fixtures, from it just being a small exhibition in Los Angeles, they really did a good job with bringing the details. It looked like you're really walking past people's rooms. You feel like you're on the Titanic. First class. Look, please do not touch. I'll let you know right there. It's an antique.
Is that the blue he's talking about?
I believe so, with the gold from Tiffany's, made by Tiffany and Company.
Yeah, cobalt blue. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now we know something. He wasn't lying. He said even the freaking people in the lower class got their stuff made from Tiffany. Look at those robes, silk.
Jackets from the bar.
He said what? Now, a question I was asked by the gentleman in the front that performed the song on the trumpet was did I know what the dishware who designed it, and I didn't know, and he told me, and all the pretty much all the dishes that whether you're first class, middle class, or even lower class was made by Tiffany's company. And going through on this tour, I saw it and I saw that it said Tiffany Co. So I thought that was pretty cool. And even with the lower class, you wouldn't think it was made by Tiffany's, but it was. Open from 10 to 6 p.m. Now they were still on the same thing. That's just a large water jug, silver teapot. Seeing pictures of real actual pictures of the ship and the gym in the ship, the amenities they had. I really can't believe, I actually get to see some of this stuff. And a lot of people, they don't really take it with a grain of salt, but, this is actual historic stuff. They got security in here and they got this in glass cases. It's really historic stuff. So I think it's pretty cool. But continuing our exhibition. Like I said, one thing I noticed, especially the more and more we walk through, it feels and looks like the Titanic. This is supposed to be lower class. See how they're all shackled in these small bunks. Beds are really close. But they did an awesome job with this, man. It doesn't feel fake at all. It feels claustrophobic, actually. You feel like you're really in there. So kudos to whoever did that. Um, it's an experience that you wanna try. You know what I mean? Because you feel like you're on that ship. Even the pipings right here, it feels low. I'm walking by it. It just really feels it feels so real. Right here, you have the gate to separate the classes. It has the lock on it. I believe there's a scene in the movie where Jack is kind of like trying to go through that gate. I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I haven't seen. I've seen the movie, but I don't know it like piece by piece. But I believe there's a scene like that where the water, the trip's sinking, and they have to get through that fence type of thing to get to the next class. You step on the balcony and they have this whole setup like you're outside. You can see the stars. You can hear the wind blowing, the waves. That was awesome. Um, I was really shocked by all the ice warnings they had. Look at April 14th, 1912, 11:42 p.m. Right here you got 1:45 p.m. ice warning from SS America. 9:30 p.m. So it makes you think, 10:55 p.m. from SS Californian. I learned a lot about the SS California on this exhibition, but just so many warnings. It just makes you think like, man, what really happened there? It just to me it just can't be just a accident like the movie and all the historic stuff says. But that's another story for another channel and another day. Look, White Star Line. I kind of learned a lot about that and everything with that company. Looking at all the antiques was pretty cool. Just how things were built in that time. Um, it was pretty amazing, man. And under here is kind of like your like the furnace area, I believe. That's 1912. Yeah, this is kind of supposed to be like going into the furnace area, but you can see the life vest. I don't really know what those vests are doing. They look like they're hard as a rock. But we are talking about, 100 and something years ago. Things have changed, and things have gotten better as far as life preserves and stuff like that. But that thing didn't look like it did anything, honestly. It looked like you'd be better off without a vest. Right here was cool. You had a ice, like a display, almost like an iceberg glacier type of thing.
It's cold. Is that cold? Damn, it's freezing. How you get?
I put my hand in there for 1 minute, not even a minute. I don't know, you can lie, about 10 seconds. It was freezing. Yeah, they did a good job with kind of putting displays there so you can kind of feel, just kind of almost have the experience of really being on the Titanic. I thought this was cool. These old postcards. I seen old vaccination cards. I believe that's like July 23rd, 1912. But yeah, the vaccination cards were a trip. Just seeing a lot of these old, just this is old historic stuff, man, is a trip. You don't see this every day. This is the type of stuff you need to go to museums to see. You need to go to the National Archives to see. This is that type of history, and to be able to just get you a ticket and kind of see videos and see if you're a fan of the movie, great. But if you're a history buff, a historian or someone to that nature, this is great, man. You get to see so many, like I said, old vaccination cards, stuff dated, stamped from the early 1900s. Now you can hear it sounds like you really are out there. They did a good job with the sounds, the reflections of the light. It feels like you're looking at the bottom of water. They had a lot of wreckage down there. It's really hats off for that. They had like old dishes and plates and forks and stuff down there, just debris, to make it really look like you're just looking down there and just finding things. Along with the sounds, the lighting, the reflection, to make everything feel real. As you can see, there's like a piece of a plate right there. Just random stuff you see, like it's just really wreckage. Um, and right here, I believe it's just a little bit of merch, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was cool, man. This part was cool. The furnace was cool. All of it was cool, really. All I see is dishes down there. Now, moving on. I will say the displays were great, the artifacts were great, the antiques were great, but these pictures and plaques are the real gold mines right here. As you can see, the Queen Mary. They had a lot of displays and plaques on different families that were aboard the Titanic, the Dodge family. A lot of information you can't just get on Google. You have to actually go to these museums and go to places to get this stuff, and a lot of people don't know that. They think it's just might be just be some crap here, but there's a lot of legit, authentic stuff. The fashion, what they were wearing, just reminded me of the movie. And just kind of seeing that on display. It's one thing to see it on film. It's one thing to see a picture of it, but when you actually see the clothing in front of you, I think that's pretty cool, man. It kind of gives you a different viewpoint. You might think it's trash or it's ugly, but you see, oh, that's kind of fly. Um, but yeah, overall, I'm giving it a thumbs up, and this has nothing to do with a sponsorship, obviously. It's just I'm giving you guys honest reviews, and if you want to go, I think it's worth your money. If you're into Titanic, if you're into history, it's not just a little display with a couple of things. Some stuff is obviously they will have some stuff that's knockoff, but a lot of stuff they have in here is authentic stuff. And I was told by the staff that a lot of Titanic survivors come down to these exhibitions to come check it out. So you never know who's alongside of you looking at this stuff and what stories you're going to get from people. I got so much information from people that were in here just on what they know about the Titanic. So I thought that was cool, man. And that's actually what they use for the movie. That's why I said 20th Century Fox. So you got movie displays and props. You got some authentic stuff. Right here was we stepped up here, and this was a display of Jack hanging onto the board at the end of the movie where he froze, and we both got on it to see if we both could have fit, and we both fitted on there. So I think Jack could have survived, man. But all jokes aside, obviously they got a gift shop at the towards the end of your tour. If you want to buy something, they have some pretty cool stuff. Pricey, it always is, but you know, if you want something, you get something. But that's gonna do it for this trip. It was definitely a thumbs up. Leaving East Los Angeles. I recommend you guys visit it if you're interested in it. We stayed a couple of hours. It wasn't really too busy in there, so we really got to enjoy it. We really got to take our time and look at everything. I know it's ending soon if it hasn't already. We're in October now. I know they extended it for a little bit, but if you're interested, look it up. But that's going to do it for this video. Titanic Exhibition, Los Angeles, California. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to love life, cherish life, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.